Hello, my name is Ethan Chisholm and I'm from GDSN 164. And today I'm presenting to you my project 2. This was a very fun project. I had a great time designing it and I made sure to pick events that I think would just really tie into the festival category. So here, let me show you them. The first event I actually chose was the Taste of Rio. That's an actual event that we hold at our very own school. I never attended this event, but I always wish I could. It seems like a pretty cool event, and I'm really into food. So I would say this is a pretty cool thing to attend. So hopefully one day I can. As you can see here, I followed the brief and I have both AI versions and PDFs for both posters. This is the first poster, which I did for the Taste of Rio. And yeah, you can see here just everything is like in proportion. And let me pull it up in Illustrator. So right here, as you can see, I actually used a typeface called Farmhand Sans Regular. This typeface just really called my name when I was designing this. It just really looked good, and it just kept everything in balance. So this is why I went with this one. It was very basic, clean, simple, and thick, and super easy to identify. Could read every word. I felt like every letter that was just in this one was pretty like long enough. Some typefaces that I use, I don't really like how each letter looks, but each individual letter in this one actually looked pretty good. So I try to keep everything in balance to not have anything just out of proportion or anything just super like wacky and not look organized and neat. I kept everything scaled in size to each item just to not have everything overcrowded or too big. And the colors I went with were just like a nice light purples and pinks. And I threw in some little hints of like blues and orange with the green for the cups. And I also used like some stone colors down there in the mountains. I try to capture how like hilly and mountainish Whittier is. So I thought this was a pretty good idea. And I also added this water tower right here with information on it of the school because there's this one hiking trail that I always go to in Whittier that has like a water tower. I don't know if any of you guys have been to it. It's a pretty cool hiking trail. So I felt that just reminds me of Whittier, so that's why I did it. And right here you can see that I added 4 sponsors. And yeah, for the reason that I use this typeface like I was talking about earlier is just a nice feel to it. Like it looks really clean and informational. You can read it and just not really like have to overanalyze it. It's super easy to identify every single letter, like I said earlier. And the target audience would be honestly anybody who lives in Whittier, but mainly for students of the school. But I know you don't have to be a student to attend this because I've had friends who've actually been here who live in Whittier. So I'm pretty sure most people in the city would attend this. It seems like a pretty big event. And yeah, that would be for the target audience. And just for the product serving a message, it would just be showing the event and all the things that they have to offer with the great amounts of food and different types of taste. And I also put a little slogan right here that says taste awaits. That just shows, just the variety of food that they have at this event. And yeah, just the movement and the rhythm was pretty good, I believe. I just don't see anything that doesn't look like it needs to not be there. Everything has a pretty much spot for it. Try to keep all these letters right here black just to be super deep with high amounts of contrast along with the colors and just to keep everything looking pretty good. And right here, I'll show you my poster too. So right here, this poster was a little bit hipster-ish and coffee like. I try to keep the little jazzy feel to it. So this is actually a New Orleans jazz festival, and I've never even heard of this until I started doing this, but it actually seems pretty cool, and I would like to attend it myself. And right here, I also put the 4 sponsors right here, and I try to make sure to follow along with my brief, just so I didn't miss out on anything. I try to get all the requirements while I was designing this, getting my typefaces, placing all my images, and yeah, right here, this one's full of life. It has a lot of detail if you really look into it. I actually designed all these music notes by myself on Illustrator using the pencil. Uh, these were all pretty cool, but making this one was a little difficult, but I got the hang of it. And this was actually pretty fun to design each one of these. You can see what they're made of. And right here, I added this coffee mug just to show that I guess I don't know. I feel like jazz and coffee go together pretty good. So I designed this one right here, put it in here, and also designed these instruments, these saxophones, trombone, my bad, and then this acoustic guitar. And I actually listen to jazz myself, so this is a pretty neat one to do. And right here, you can see they all have facial hair. This one has like a biker mustache and some mutton chops, some star glasses. This one has like some little cool summer glasses, little stash and a goatee. This one has like it's like a classy man, like a saxophone. And right here with these nice shades that look pretty expensive, probably like $5,000 or something. And then yeah, right here, this event has been going on for 50 years. So I guess this was the 50-year anniversary of it after COVID. So yeah, just the contrast and value on this one was actually pretty good. And the form and shape of each instrument was pretty good as well. And the colors that I used were just super earthy tones with nice greens and tans and blues. So I thought this one was pretty good. And the pattern and the textures on this one are pretty accurate. I try to make them look um just as realistic as possible. Right here you can see the coffee, how it like has a gradient in this one, and also this one with the different colors. Just to kind of give like that like feel of that it's real right here. You can see like that it looks like the actual texture of a saxophone, the way the colors shade into different colors. And right here, the unity in the space was also pretty good. I try to pay attention to those factors when I was making both of the posters, just to make all the requirements. I didn't want to miss out on anything. So everything was just spaced out, and I had everything aligned and organized and scaled to the sizes of each like typeface. I try to not have anything big, just to scale everything perfectly. And the emphasis was pretty good on both of them as well too. I also paid attention to that while designing these, and the form and shape of each letter, and just everything. I try to pay attention. I didn't want anything to get too big or too small, because anything would look too wacky and like just all over the place. It really does follow the brief. As I was creating this, I did not move until I read each requirement. So every move I made was actually just following along the brief. And yeah, the reason that I used this typeface here, the Alta California, which was the typeface that I used, it was super complicated to come up with the typeface, because for this one I wanted to use like a cursive, but it didn't really look too good. So I decided to change it later on. And this one I feel like just fits perfect with New Orleans style and the jazz. So this one is a perfect typeface for this poster, I believe. And from my comps, you can tell it changed a little bit. I was the Taste Festival and the Jazz Festival, but it really did help me just give that certain look. Some of the things are even there. Like I would put the star here just to show that I wanted to put the star glasses here. And right here, you can see the different shades in the instrument as well. Right here, and this one was just pretty neat. I really like this one, and I had a fun time designing this one a lot. And right here, I didn't even know that some of these artists would play here. So like J Balvin, I thought that was pretty interesting that he would be playing at a jazz fest. And I also put the exact location right here just to show where it was. Like I followed along the brief because it said to put the exact location. And I put a little slogan right here, I guess like come down and party to enjoy the jazz music and the festival and all that it offers. I never been to one, obviously, because it's in New Orleans, but I eventually do hope to attend it, and it seems pretty fun. I also put the website, which is a real website that has all the information, the posters, and the previous flyers of the event. And I checked out this one. It has their foundation and logo and everything. So this is a cool website. I also made sure to implement it to not leave anything out. So yeah, this concludes my project 2 presentation, and thank you for watching.